Hello, I'm Rob. I just wanted to take this moment to thank my subscribers. I've noticed that I have achieved a milestone. I've gone over the 1,000 mark, which honestly I never dreamed possible. But I wanted to thank you all for your encouragement, your questions, your suggestions, and even your criticism at times, which was all good in good meaning. So thanks a lot, and I hope I can continue to bring you interesting videos. Bye for now. Someone asked about what I use to weight the cars. In truth, I had two problems with these cars as it turned out. One was the weight, and two was the gauging on the wheels. What that is, the bottom block is one of these Pine Car Race weights, and the top one, the little one, which I really discovered I liked, were these 2-ounce Pro Tungsten cube weights, which were very heavy. And that worked out really good. I'm sure you've seen these before. It's a gauging tool, and it slips up between the wheels. And if they're too wide apart, you need to take the wheel set out and squeeze the wheels together on the axle. And if they're too narrow, and they're not way too narrow, you can get this tool in there, wedge it in there, and open them up to the exact right gauge. That proved to be a bigger problem than the weight, I think, and the derailing. But the weights definitely make them more stable. I've run them a lot now, and there's really been no derailing problem at all since I put the weights in and I checked all the gauging. Just a side note. This is the locomotive roster. It has certainly grown since the beginning. I keep this so that if I get a new locomotive, it's easy to determine what locomotive addresses are used and which are available. Much of the dirt and color that you see in eastern Colorado, where this all takes place, is fine sand blown off the mountains. I've tried to achieve that color with various means, trying to paint that color, try to find grasses that color, scatter that color. No, nothing could give me that hue, that special hue. So finally I decided, well, how about using some dirt from Colorado? The prevailing color, so that's what I did. And this is how it looks. First I dried this dirt, kind of crunched it up with my feet. Then I sifted it with this, which is I bought at the grocery store. It's a kitchen sifter. And once I had that sifted, then this is what I started grinding. This is the grinding operation. This time I have taken all the material that I ground off and put it in this. I don't know if you can see that or not. There. I put it in this smaller cup, wrapped it with the nylon, and I'm going to sift that into another container. Now for the final sift. Quite fine. Try not to shake the can. As you can see, super fine. Seem to have gotten some contaminations in there. I'll have to get those out. I'm getting ready to do a little plastering, so that's what the newspaper's all about. But what I wanted to show you was I would like to build a little mining track right here. And it's going to be supported by timbers underneath, so it should be fairly interesting looking. And going into the mine there. So first I made this. I cut out a template of the shape I needed, and now I'll take you over here where I'm working now. At first I thought I could turn this over and get the right shape and build it on the bottom, but I was afraid the glue would stick to it. It'd be a big mess. So what I did was I traced, I don't know if you can see this very well, but I traced it on the table, which is melamine. It's pretty slick, and I'm pretty sure I can get the glue to release on it. And I'm building it up piece by piece right now. And I will get the platform for the track built first and cut it down to the right distance. So that's what I'm doing down now, and you can watch for a little bit while I do this. Pretty simple stuff, really. I just dip it a little bit. So the actual framework is going to be above this, and I'll put boards across the top. but I'm going to put framing members across this way and frame it and stiffen it up that way. So I have to, this is pretty boring stuff, so I probably won't make you watch all of it. And so on. I'll be back to you in a little bit when I got something else to show you. It's not dry yet, but it's dry enough to demonstrate. So this is the top, and I'm going to deck it probably with these, which are stirrers, coffee stirrers. So away I go to deck it. So then I started clipping the ties off in between each other, every other tie, and leaving the spacers, which worked much better. A lot less risky when you try to bend it. I've got my nail on there. Probably can't see that, but there's a track pin right there. And if I just cut them, oops, that one fell on the floor, but most of them are going into the little I may have to wax my saw. I will continue on with this and we'll be back. The next step I made was to fit the end, both ends, to the stone so that they would mate with the stone or the mountain edge where this is going to sit. Now I'm going to go back and start cutting more of the little planks that are going to go across it. So, wish me luck. I got a lot of them to cut. thought I'd invite you in for the weathering. The glue's been setting for a couple of hours in the dry climate of Colorado. Let's see if I can reach it around the camera. You don't have to buy fancy paints to do a little weathering here and there. You can do like I did. I spent $8 on a watercolor set, a child's watercolor set, 3 years ago, and it's still working now. Well, there's kind of the way it's going to look. I may have to attach that. I may have to attach that track a little bit better. I moved the buildings out of the way, of course, while I was working over here. It doesn't look too bad. Needs a little more weathering. I need to get that track looking pretty rusty. I painted it a primer gray, but I think it'll look okay. Nice little addition.